one red, pour out the Jameson for ancestors to swig.
You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do. You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do.
Thanks for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. So, like I told you before, this YouTube page is pretty much for Black empowerment, talking about some of the issues facing the Black community, as well as some of the solutions that we can make to help the Black community. So, the reason that I started this page was really because my focus was to be able to share my fatherly experiences with single mothers who are raising sons and unfortunately may not have a man in the household. Now, there's only so much that I can do because, I'm not in the household. But I feel like I could give, some pointers and maybe some different things that women may be able to do to, help them raise their young men or young boys into men. So that's really why I started this page. Now, so with that being said, I want to put out some things that I feel that women should do. And, well, first off, I feel like these are signs. These are, like, in my opinion, when you're raising a son, there are things that happen during life. They're teachable moments, basically. There are moments where the child does or says something that, in my opinion, if you don't, jump on it right then and there, if you don't correct them right then and there, then it leaves open opportunity for, confusion, right? So, for example, when my son was young, I think he was maybe 3 or 4. I know he was old enough to, be able to tell me what he wants. So he was like 3 or 4. And, he was watching TV and, he seen some toys on TV and they were girl toys, right? And he was like, Dad, I want some, I want those toys. I want some of those toys. And I said, well, you can't have those toys because those are girl toys. And you're a boy. Boys don't play with girl toys. Okay? Boys play with boy toys. So you can't, I'm not buying you that. You can't get that because that's not what you are. You're a boy. You're a young boy. Now, I know, you're probably like, what? That don't mean nothing. But in my opinion, it does mean something. Because if I've seen people who have literally, I remember it was probably a couple Christmases ago where there was a family that bought their young son a dress because he asked for a dress. I would never do that for my son because I don't want my son to be confused on what being a man consists of. Now, once again, I know people are going to go into toxic masculinity and things of that nature, but no, just like there's a red light, which means stop, and a green light, which means go. There's certain rules that, in my opinion, as a man raising a young boy, there's rules that I have to keep him in, I got to keep him aware of. And they're the rules of being a man. They're the rules of manhood. These are things that, even though you're a boy, I'm going to teach you and show you because these are what men do. And eventually, you're going to be a man. So that was one thing that, like I said, people may feel like, oh, that's corny, that you shouldn't have did that. But that, in my opinion, could have led to more. That could have led to him being confused, because if I go out and buy him girl toys, now he thinks he can play with girl stuff. Next thing you know, he's going to be asking to wear a dress and shit like that. So no. So I nipped that in the bud early. When I told him that, and when I explained that to him, he hasn't asked me for another girl toy since. Because in his mind, he can decipher now what's a girl toy and what's a boy toy. He knows what he likes to play with. Okay, I like to play with G.I. Joes and guns and shoot and stuff like that. I like boy stuff. I don't like girl stuff. Second thing that I've seen women do with their young men, with their little boys, that I feel like you shouldn't do. I've seen women let their little boys sit down and pee. And I'm talking about these kids be 4, 5, 6, still sitting down to pee. So, once again, as a man, when my son, there was a point in time, I think my son was maybe like 3 or 4, something like that. But, you know, I caught him on the toilet one time. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He run to the bathroom, pull out his pants, jump on the toilet, sit down. I say, what you doing? Is you peeing or is you boo-booing? He said, I'm peeing. I said, oh, no, we don't sit down and pee, bro. We don't sit down and pee. We stand up and pee. You're a man. You got to stand up and pee. Now, mind you, of course, he's going to piss all over the goddamn seat. You got to wipe the seat up a few times till he get his aim right, okay? But these are the type of things, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion. These aren't facts. I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist. But these are just things as a man that I see raising my son, that I feel like I have to give him direction and understanding on things that men do, so that when he grows up, he'll be a man. He doesn't have there's no confusion. And once again, these are things, in my opinion, that may confuse a child. You let your child, if your child is sitting down to pee, if you're a single mother and your child sits down to pee, he's sitting down to pee because he's watching you pee, okay? And he sees his mama sit down pee, so I'm going to sit down and pee too. No, you have to teach him you're not a girl. So no, you don't sit down and pee, you stand up and pee, okay? Because that's what men do. And once again, like I say, these are just some tips that, you know, I feel that if they're not talked about early and taken care of, then they don't understand, you know, they may have some confusion. If you don't let them know this is who you are, this is what you are, and this is what you will be doing, then they're just going to come up confused. And that, in my opinion, you can't raise a man like that. You have to let him know what his place is going to be in this world, the things that he's going to have to do as a man. I let my son know you're going to have kids, you're going to have a girl, you're going to have a wife and your family, all that stuff. Now, of course, listening to the way people talk nowadays, you not letting him be who he want to be, and he can pick his own, and he could do this and he could do that. Me personally, I don't believe in all that. I believe that they're children for a reason. Okay, a child can't direct himself. A child can't teach himself. A child doesn't know right from wrong, period. A child is just being a child, growing up. So unless you are directing this child into the person that you want them to be, then you don't know what kind of person they're going to be. You know, I've seen women who let their child express themselves, right? So the child may do something that's quasi-feminine, right? Because, you know, a lot of times you'll be like, well, it's not feminine because he's a baby. But it is feminine because he watches you and then he does what you do. And if he doesn't have a man around, then all he's doing is watching a woman all day. So your son is more, in my opinion, is maybe more comparable to grow up confused than not knowing exactly what his place is in this world and what he's here to do, and stuff like that. So that's really like two, maybe three, however you want to look at it. But I'm going to be hitting you with some more, because I think that there's more, like I say, little things that I see with my son where I'm like, oh, okay, let me tell you and direct you on, what you're going to have to do as a man. You know what I mean? And those type of things, those little things, make a big difference in raising your child. And I think that's just what a lot of women have to start recognizing, is the teachable moments, the opportunities where you can tell your son and show your son, this is what a man does, this is how a man acts, this is how a man moves. But if you're not doing that with your son, and you're not teaching your son the things that it takes to be a man and the protocol that men have, you're not teaching your son to take the trash out and to do the things that men are supposed to do around the house, then when he gets older, it's going to be some issues. He's going to have some issues with some women, and he's probably not going to be able to hold a relationship and stuff like that. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be crazy. So, like I said, I'm going to have more stuff to talk about, but those are just two that I've seen that I'm like, yo, you're a man. I mean, you're a little boy, but, you're a boy, but you're a man. And these are the things that you're going to be doing in your life as a man. You're going to stand up to P, because that's what men do. And what was the other one? And you're going to play with boy stuff, not girl stuff. You don't play with girl stuff, because that stuff is for girls. And you got to stand up to P. So, don't you sit down to boo-boo. That's it. So other than that, like I said, I'm going to have some more. Drop a comment if you think that these tips are cool, if you think they're all right, if you think they don't make no damn sense. You can drop that comment as well. But once again, www.Black Fathers of Cleveland, Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. And then our website is www.blackfathersofcleveland.com. You can go there, make a donation, check out some of the things that we're doing in the community, some of the people that we work with. And you can contact us if you want to ever do some volunteering or anything of that nature. Really appreciate the love. Peace.